Okay, I wonder if that hiccuped or if that actually went through. Anyway, had technical difficulty. It wasn't my fault. Good morning. Welcome to Resales and Coffee. A morning stream. I am trying to see if we can get some traction. I do a morning stream because everybody else just records videos and puts them up. So I am trying to be a little contrarian, and it's one of those things that either being contrarian either works really, really well, or it doesn't work at all because the right thing to do is something else. So that's where we're at. So that is what we're doing. So good morning. This is Ryan, and we got a few things to cover. I got 3 sales, a handful of stuff I posted, and maybe a couple other things here. So starting out this morning, sold something I got over the weekend. I posted it last night, and it went almost immediately. But I think I had the right price on it. Somebody was here and they left. That's sad. Anyway, this is Chug. I think it's from the Pixar Planes movie, which I never saw. I don't recognize it right offhand. But this is Chug from Pixar Planes movie, diecast. $10 shipped. So gonna make a few dollars on this thing. On this little guy here. Really fast flip. $10 is about around where these are going for. So there's like a really much more detailed one where I think this arm moves. And is a lot more articulate. That goes for a little bit more, but that's what that one went for. Next is the Gender Lie. I have just sold I had 3 of these books, and they didn't sell for a handful of weeks, and then they all sold, which happens. Actually, I think I sold. This is annoying because I sold this to a person who just bought another one from me like 2 or 3 days ago, and I sold it and shipped it out, and then they bought this one. So it would have been nice if they had bought them together, but this was $13 shipped. So me a mail, so I got it for about $1. So good flip there. Finally, if you saw the pictures, Batman figures. I sold a batch of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. About 18 to 20 Batman figures and cars for $30 total. So mostly more modern stuff. This guy is missing his arm. We'll flip through them all right quick. Most of these guys, they're like these Batman figures. Some of these, like this guy, he had some specialized equipment with him. Decent detail on this guy, on some of them. Let's see, this guy with the torn cape. This fun one there. That guy there. That one from the movies. That one there, which I think this is, it wasn't worth a ton, but I think this is actually a little more rare figure. So, okay, there. Let's see. Okay, there. This is like a dollar store type figure, I think. And Joker. And a couple of some Hot Wheels cars. Hot Wheels style there. Bigger one. Like that. And the neat pieces. This is from the 90s. Batman the Animated Series. Man-Bat was in the lot. And then an old Michael Keaton from the 89 movie. He's a little dinged up, with loose limbs. These guys, when they're in good shape, these are a little bit more in demand right now. The late 80s, early 90s superhero figs. These have a little more in demand right now. If this guy was mint with his cape, this is a $10, $15, $20 fig easy. As this guy is, it's like $1 or $2 figure. And some guys maybe use customs. And then a 1989 movie Batman keychain. And all of that went for $30 shipped. And I've been sitting on it a little while. I've got 3 or 4 action figure lots, like one 80s lot, some of the 90s X-Men figures, and one lot with a handful of other stuff, and some more modern. I've got a Marvel Legends lot for sale that hasn't moved yet. I'm really surprised at like the Marvel Legends and the DC Universe figures. They're the big 6-inchers. But they're not bringing more. I would have loved to have had some of those figures as a kid. And I think they were hot for a while, and the pricing has come way down on some of them to where they're you can get figures for $5 a piece sometimes in lots. $5 to $10, particularly for the more modern ones. The older ones are of course worth more, but some of the modern ones aren't worth as much. So next up, that was the stuff I sold. Next up is stuff I listed. So first up, this book, Between Christ and Satan. This is a neat find. I've got a local library that has a fundraising shelf of old books that they sell for like 50 cents a piece. So so I go there every couple of weeks to see if I can find something neat and new. And this was a good find. This is like a book on occultism and that sort of stuff. And that's a you gotta be careful with it, but it is marketed. So I put it up for $40. It's one of those things that it looks like stuff was really selling really easily in the $25 to $30 level for this book, with like no offers, people just buying it straight. So I decided to take it up a little bit and see if I can get a little more on this book. I think this is an easy $20 to $30 sale. So I started it at $40, and I will gradually draw it down. I think that was the big find. This next one is sort of since I got them at 50 cents a piece, I decided to give it a little game. This is 3 books on angels and demons, 50 cents a piece. I've got this lot. I got all of these in a lot for $13. And as long as I make money, I'll take it on any of these. I'm seeing a lot of these not for sale at like that $4 to $5 level from the big booksellers. I think they're $2 to $3 a piece, and you line them up and the right person sees them. That's an easy $9 to $12 sale. Next that I listed, and I've shown you these before. I got these listed, a stash of Edgar Rice Burroughs books. No Tarzan books here. Mostly these are Mars books and some of the Earth's Core stuff, Pellucidar stuff. I love the Pellucidar books. And there's Core. These are some of my favorite stuff that he wrote. Is the Pellucidar stuff, the Hollow Earth theory that was prevalent at the time, and he ran with it and did better than anybody else. Finally, listing I got is I've got a batch of 10 of these. Pete the Pirate. Audio CD stories. I've actually already got a couple that are sealed put up, And then I put these. I got a stack of these, and I put these up. These are open. Some of them got some scratches here and there. Plate well loved, but I think there's most of them are still in pretty good shape. Stack of 10 of them. I put up for $50, $5 a piece for open ones. So we'll see how those go. They were like $2 or $3. I think they were about $2 a piece. Maybe a little bit less than that, but at a local thrift store. But I looked them up and realized I may have had a good find. I usually don't pay. I don't do a lot of CDs. I'll look stuff up, but I don't. The only thing I really know is audiobooks and that sort of thing. Particularly if it's something I didn't quite recognize. This is children's stories. These are like Christian children's stories. I think kind of along the lines of Adventures in Odyssey. I know enough to kind of grab those, look those up, and see if they're worth anything. Those and like heavy metal stuff. The only thing I know to grab, maybe some other esoteric seasonal stuff. And there's a lot of people out there who do really well with Christmas CDs around Christmas time. I have yet to figure that out. Because you can buy a bunch of those, but I'm not sure exactly how to make those entirely profitable. Because every time I get a batch and look them up, they're the ones that aren't selling. So I don't know if it's one of those that they all sell eventually for $6 to $7, or how you make that work. So I'll figure it out one day or not, because I got other stuff to do. Last thing I want to cover is I got a question in on some books I've got for sale. I love old books. I love selling old books. These two old children's stories, and I want to say there's like a whole series, like with this cover, like a dozen books by Laura Lee Hope. These are from, let's see here, 1920. So this series is a late 19s, 1990, to early 1920s series. These are really in shape too. For that year. So somebody asked a question, and I sent them a picture about one. In my opinion, if you can get any book in decent condition pre-World War II, there will be an eventual buyer for it at the $7-10 range minimum. Maybe it's decorative, it's collector, something along those lines. Pre-war books are worth picking up. If I had an antiques booth, I've got a handful that maybe I would put for $5 a piece on a shelf. Like, and maybe even these, I'll put them $5 a piece on a shelf, and I would pick up everything I could find before about 1960 that's in decent shape and put it on there. Because I think there seems to be a continual market for it. People love paper books. It's usually stuff that's out of print. There's no barcode on it, so the Amazon scanner people aren't going to find these. That may change in a few years because of being able to take a picture and scan and look at stuff. But that being said, guys like me, and I know a couple other you guys out there, we don't do Amazon scanning. We don't have time for it. Profit margins a little, just don't want to deal with it. We do eBay stuff and a few other things. Like I usually double list all my clothing on Poshmark. But other than that, old books on eBay is what we do. That's my main market. This and toys. So, and I'm hoping the lady will see them. I think I told her I'll sell one. These are both in a lot for $12. I'll try to sell her one for $7. If she offers me $6 for one of them, let me do it. And so that's that plan there. Going to Goodwill today, so any luck, I'll have something to report back on tomorrow morning with some finds or some listings or something like that. And other than that, that is the stuff today. So good luck out there. Find what you need. Get some good coffee. Have a good day. Oh, like, subscribe, comment, subscribe, like, comment, subscribe.